CM Sherna.
And my name is Trent. How's our sound today?
It's probably broken, as always, but thank you all for joining us. We do have an update. As many people...
No audio, scuffed.
Scuffed, no sound. Mic's not on. It's okay.
There we go. All right, let's roll this back again.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is CM Sherna.
And my name is Trent.
And Lykel not having the sound, or you guys trolling me. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so tomorrow's update is going to be a little bit smaller than usual, but it's one of these weird updates which is surprisingly a lot of work in terms of the patch notes. There's a lot of things to go through, but it's stuff that doesn't affect absolutely everyone. So it's going to be a while to go through.
This update is directed towards a certain portion of our audience for sure. Like you said, it's going to be small, but for those of you who this actually affects, it's going to be a lot of different changes. Mm-hmm. Do you want to jump into it or no?
Yeah, sure. So, okay, you want to take the first one, and then I'll take note on Conquest forward, since there's a lot to go through.
I mean, let's just get these out of the way right now. It's not Guardian.
Nope, not Guardian.
Right? It's not, SeaWorld content.
Nah.
Right?
We're not going Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
It's not Waterworld.
So let's get that out of the way. Kaffir Stones, no. What are the other questions that always comes up?
Drafts.
Drafts, no.
Crow meals.
No.
Optimization.
Is it?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. And no succession. Okay. The next thing is because this that's a whole bunch of notes for everyone. The next thing is we don't have a coupon ready for this stream. So we're gonna go over the patch notes. I'm just gonna get this out of the way so
Yeah.
So we don't have a coupon ready for today. So after the patch notes are done, we're gonna be playing a little bit and then taking some question and answers. You're more than welcome to leave after the patch notes. You can leave whenever you want. That's not a threat.
You will leave when we say you can leave.
You're more than welcome to go whenever, and let's go from there.
All right, yeah. So, patch notes. First thing, Igor Bartelli's Adventure Logs, Chapter 11 to 15, I believe, or 14. I think it's 14.
Okay.
14 or 15. So, new chapters of Igor's Adventure Log is now going to be available in tomorrow's update. Remember, it is tomorrow the update, not the usual day. That is because this Wednesday in Korea is a national holiday for elections. Good old democracy at work right there.
So that's why Tuesday instead of Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. The big chunk of this patch note is actually Node Wars and Conquest War changes.
Right.
Do you want to start us off on some of the easier ones, or do you want me to handle it?
I think this is going to be your thing.
Okay, because I wrote it.
Yeah.
So, okay, right. First off, medium and large siege towers are going to be in. You basically make a factory in your base, and then you can pump out the siege towers, which allow you to go up and down. Mediums allow you to jump over barricades. Larges allow you to jump over castle walls. Anyone can use them, so if you make them, leave them outside your base thinking, I'll use it in a bit. Like, you push it back to your base, your enemy can then climb up it, jump over, and wreck your stuff.
So regardless of who makes it, anyone can use it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless of who makes it, anyone can use it. The other item coming in is the Trina Demolition Axe and the Trina Matchlock. So the Trina Matchlock gives range to basically melee classes. It gives them a defensive option where they don't have to jump in and just die. So that is the Matchlock. And the Demolition Axe is an axe that you can only use for Node Wars, really, and it deals extra damage to fences. I didn't put it in. It basically deals a lot of damage to annexes.
Right.
So it's the barricades and the I think it doesn't affect the cannons and flame tower, but it affects everything else. So Trina Demolition Axes are also in.
Yeah.
As well as new annexes. So the Huacha and the Flame Tower can now be enhanced only in Conquest War, I believe. So you get the big Hwacha and the enhanced Flame Tower. When you upgrade it, you have to load it with new ammunition. So you need special arrows for the Hwacha, and you need the enhanced oil for the enhanced flame tower to fuel the flame towers there. Then, so another thing that has happened is that all the stuff that you buy for Node Wars has now been separated into tiers. So there's going to be a tier 1 to tier 4, and then Conquest War tiers of items. So the forts are different tiers, the barricades are different tiers, the Hwacha, everything is going to be tiered differently.
Okay.
Now, right now, we're in the early stages of redoing Node Wars. We want to do like a refresh of Node Wars. So we're in the early stages, but we wanted to keep it fresh now. We wanted to kind of bring something in. So this is coming out where we're going to, shake it up a little bit. So basically you're going to have like tier 1 set of forts and recovery centers and stuff like that. You're going to have basically tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then Conquest War stuff. One of the ideas, I guess, behind this that I'm not 100% certain of is that we can tweak some of the tiers and the stats on those tiers so that, the Conquest War is the hardest stuff. Tier 1 stuff is generally weaker. So I think that's the general idea there. It would have been nice to have a discussion about it, but that guy has been hella busy trying to fix PlayStation 4. Okay. Right. What? Okay, so the strength of the towers, the amount of durability on the towers, tier 1 is the base stat. Right. Tier 2 is 33% stronger than tier 1, generally. Tier 3 is 66% stronger. Tier 4 is 100%. And for forts, command post, field HQ, flame tower, Hwacha, barricade, wooden fence gates, they're going to be 150% stronger in Conquest War. For everything else in Conquest War, it's just 100% stronger than tier 1 structures. Also, damage for Hwacha, tier 4 and Conquest War, and flame tower, tier 4 Conquest War is increased by 50% against humans, and barricades can be upgraded, so there are now sturdy barricades and sturdy iron barricades. Also, Jesus, so much stuff here. Okay, so we've removed quite a few items, but basically it's the items that would normally just be square bracket guilds because they've all been turned into square bracket tier 1. Node restructuring. So one of the things that we have done as well is reduce the number of active node wars that are occurring at the same time. Now this isn't for optimization. This is just to try and push more guilds together to make bigger node wars. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's so the total number of nodes has decreased, but the tax has increased in roughly the same proportion. So we have removed from Balanos, foot of Termian Mountain, Termian Cliff, Caster Farm, Balanos Rev, a bunch of nodes. 3, like a table with different nodes. One of the big things is that the tier 4 nodes have changed. So Glish, Mask Owls, I need to add whatever that is. I think it's Forest, Mask Owls Forest, and Etheria Sentry Post have all gone from tier 4 to tier 2. So if you didn't see the notice and you posted on those before this maintenance, you will not be able to access Conquest War this week. You do need to place on another tier 4 node. That's Node Wars and Conquest Wars.
I'll deal with that after. Okay.
Yeah, that's Node Wars and Conquest Wars. You want to get the item changes, or should I do that too?
The item changes?
You've already done. Okay,
right,
so the max price of Pen Ogre Ring and Pen Crescent Ring has increased on the marketplace. The Pen Ogre Ring is now up to 30% more. Obviously, there needs to be time for the prices to adjust. And the Pen Crescent Ring has gone up by about 20%. So its max price increases.
Okay, cool. As well as Morocco's bag will be improved. I was going to talk about that after. And then pets can also use their skills as they come out. That's something else. Monster changes. in Valencia area, anything that has violent tag will now have more HP. That's about it for that one, right? Quest changes, magical sub-weapon quests. You can now also do them you can do them in Medea as well as in Calpheon. If you do them in one area, you can't do them in the other area, just to make things easier and to kind of flow through with that. This one is not as important.
Yep.
So when you do Valencia, the other thing is, when you do the Valencia part 1 and part 2 is very clear as to what it is. It's when you start helping a Faru start stealing stuff. But there's a quest in between that connects the two things. Those quests will now be showing up in the suggested quest. Because before it didn't, and now it will. Right?
Right. One of the bigger changes that does affect some people, quite a few of the later game people who basically, I don't want to say abuse, but they bent the world to their whims, basically. Right. The Valencia quest now requires Medea to be completed, which in turn you need to complete Calpheon, which in turn means you need to complete Serendia and Balanos. So Valencia, now you have to go through the whole storyline to be able to get to Valencia to eventually unlock that 50 fail stacks. So that will be changing in this update.
Okay, so with people in chat, the one that people are saying, I kind of agree with them, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like, because it's hard to say that's like it's an exploit because it is in the game.
It's
a game mechanic that's being reworked.
It was something that was, I don't want, like, it's not abusing. It was in the game. It was an intended thing, but people were doing it in a way where suddenly 50 fail stacks is next to nothing.
Right.
They were doing it so quickly that eventually the devs decided to put a stop to it. There might be new things coming in later on to mitigate this.
Yeah. So, okay, wait. Yeah, I forgot to explain that. So, basically with this one, it's, I won't reference the previous event, but we're going to take a look at it. We're going to see how people adjust to this, and if changes need to be made, we're going to try and make them. This is more to see, and it's not like a 1 week thing. It's going to be more like we're going to take in data. We're going to see how people adjust to it, what their playstyles are going to be, what they turn into. And if it's more negative than it is positive, then it's something we'll need to look into.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. So it's actually, this is kind of mixed bag in chat right now. Some people are like, why don't you just build stacks?
Yeah.
And it's true. Building stacks is definitely an option.
But
however, the 50 stacks was probably one of the better places to start when going for Try and Beyond.
Right.
So
like
I get it.
Once you get to a certain point, that 50 is super helpful in terms of getting you past it.
Yeah.
You know?
So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah.
So people saying it's bad for new players. What it does actually is increase the need for Blackstones, which in turn gives newer players the ability to sell them to make money early on. So instead of having it completely stacked on the marketplace where there's 16,000 Blackstones at lowest minimum bid, Blackstones now have the chance to be useful again. So that's another one of the intended positives, I guess, is just to reinvigorate the Blackstone market.
Right. That's one of the things. Would you consider having... some of them, yeah. Like, so someone just asked about, like, would you consider doing some reworks elsewhere?
Yeah.
And the answer is yeah, after we see how people adjust to it, right?
Yeah. So seeing how people adjust and seeing what we can do in the interim to make it easier.
Yeah.
Because I do agree, like, building up to 50 fail stacks is a pain in the ass, especially when you have, like me.
Yeah.
I only have one main character that I will play 24/7. Right. So I don't have the need to bump up stuff on another character.
Yeah.
So it's we understand it's something that has been done. We tried to hold off as long as possible. We were told, nah, it has to go in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's something we kind of have to look into, right?
So this will be updated tomorrow.
These are fixed we can skip that part. Character changes, right? Some things will be changed. So Sorks can basically get their Fragments of Darkness using some of their Awakened skills as well. So Dead Hunt, Engulfing Shadow, Abyssal Blow allows you to get your fragments faster, right?
Yep, Musa's getting a couple of changes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through these yet because there is still the possibility that they can
Right.
be spec'd out. So remember, when we go through the patch notes now, some of these things might be changed.
Or spec'd out.
Or spec'd
Yeah.
out, or something else will be put in. This isn't the super finalized version. This is usually the second draft.
Yeah.
And then today we'll find out the actual final stuff. But mostly there's some Musa stuff.
Yeah.
Mehwa's getting a couple of things where they can now combo some skills better. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're happy about that because you're a Mehwa player. Shai's getting a couple fixes, not the Rabams yet. I saw a lot of people talking about this before.
Yeah.
So there's people who want the Shai Rabam skills to come in, not yet. Striker's getting some changes, and the one... So there is going to be a fix. It's not going to help massively.
Yeah.
But we're applying some fixes that help improve frame rates when getting items, knowledge, and skills.
Right.
So we're refining that section this week.
There we go.
All right. So as we said, this is a small update.
And that's towards a certain audience for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
So a lot of people are like, the game's dead, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there was a game before people started running Valencia.
Yeah. There was that with this update, even though it's directed to a certain audience, we are working on a bigger update that affects all people, but that has slowed down a bit. So hopefully that gets out when we do.
Okay, just to put it into perspective, PlayStation and crossplay had Kama Sylvia less than a month and 7 days ago.
Right.
We just had Drigan, which was a whole new region. So
Yeah.
you should expect, like, that's kind of the big one. Like, Drigan was a big area. It was a big update. So we take some time to just, do a smaller update, a quality of life update now. Maybe the next one will be bigger or the one after that will be bigger. We don't know yet. But, you can't constantly push new regions and new content and new things to do every time. And I do see a lot of people saying, like, you need to give this, and this.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet, but eventually, right? So next thing, should we talk about this thing?
Yeah, let's put some positivity into this.
Depends on what you mean by positivity by this. All right, so in terms of events that are going to be happening, right? Starting on April 14th, so after the maintenance, the Termian Beach Festival will begin, right? So you get to go there, help the locals out a bit, get some stuff like the Fintos juices and whatnot, water balloons, loot scrolls, and other things, right? You can start... What is this other one? There's also going to be balloons around the area where you start popping them, and then you can get, out of a random amount, of different kind of items, such as sharps, hearts, memory fragments, crowns, relics, whale tendon, and traces of a festival. Those traces of a festival can eventually be turned in. Yeah, you can turn these in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn these in to get the elephant fountain, which for some reason one of our GMs really, really, really likes.
Because he rides his elephant everywhere.
Yep.
He got thrown off a horse one time, and he gave up. He's like, my elephant doesn't throw me off.
He's special. If you just use the Trace of Festival themselves, they give you +2 luck, health EXP for 60 minutes or so. Then there are things where you can make your boat look pretty. And the other thing is a fishing event. So you can go and catch pearl mullets and sell them for 300,000 silver, right? Catch them, sell them, make money by fishing.
Yep, and you're going to be able to do that in Velia, in specific locations, but Velia, Heido, Valencia, Altanova, Grana, Duvenkroon, and Termian Beach. This is actually the Mystical Ellis Festival. There are a lot of quests there that will give you contribution points, that will give you some other things. So make sure you go there and enjoy the water festival if you don't know where it is. Termian Cliffs is just north, never eat shredded wheat, northwest of Olvia. So head there, and there's a nice, pretty event there.
Never eat shredded wheat.
Yeah, NESW. So I remember which way around.
Never
it goes.
eat soggy wieners.
I don't want to know about your personal life. Don't want to know about your personal life.
Is that not what you? Shredded wheat, really?
It's shredded wheat.
Huh.
And then there's
Alright.
also Naughty Elephant Squirt Water, but that one's for like year 2 kids. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. How do you not know this?
I was always taught never eat soggy wieners. What you want to say, man? What you want to say? What do you want to say here?
That's broke me. I'm broke. Okay. Also remember that desert sickness is still
Waffles, not wieners. Waffles. Never eat soggy waffles is what it was. My bad. It's waffles.
Oh.
The other one works too. So.
You broke me. You broke me. Also remember that the desert sickness is still not active right now, so you can go explore Valencia. Now is the perfect time to run through those places because there is no desert sickness until further notice. It was supposed to end. I guess we put it in the patch notes that it would end this week, but it's actually until further notice.
Right.
No one did it. So yeah. Should we just go and
Let's jump in.
mess
So,
around?
that's it for the patch notes. Again, it's targeted to a certain group, and later once we start getting our updates bigger and better, hopefully it'll be good. We're gonna jump into the gameplay now, and then after that we're gonna start hitting our Q&A. So what are we gonna be doing?
We're just going to be messing around and potting around. We're going to be on the Zerk and Mehua again. I know that you've been playing a lot of Mehua lately. We're in Shuriken Necropolis during the daytime.
Lately, it's been more like I kind of stepped away from the Mehua for a bit. I went towards Mystic because I was watching Taken. Taken's a beast.
I mean, I only play one class properly. Everyone should know this at this point. There is only one class in the world that is worth my time,
Right.
and that would be Zerker. Because I don't like classes that don't have axes. What's the point of playing a class if you're not going to play with an axe? Alright. I'll pull those guys in.
No.
Alright, fine. Be a Mehua. Go poke with your stupid stick. Can you get out of my spot?
We're a team, man.
I'm gonna flag up in a second. I tell you, I'm quitting this party
Why?
because you're stealing my farm, bro. We should do another enhancement stream and see if we can build
Oh God, no.
100 stack. With our luck, 100 like building stacks is
I mean, it's
easy.
Easy.
Once you actually try to enhance something you want to enhance, building fail stacks is really easy.
I gotta go. There it is.
0 stack try. Yeah, someone who watched the very first enhancement stream. What was it? 0 fail
Yeah.
stack try Laverto. Never happen again. 0 fail stack gang bras.
Oh, that was right?
Yeah,
It was,
that was
0.
It was a 0 fail stack try, and we were like, oh, what? Where did I get this try from? Back when we were still scrubs.
I mean, not much has changed.
Yeah, true. So someone's asking like optimization fixes. Now there are still optimization fixes being done, being tested, going through. We had one on item pickup this week. So this time around, there's some changes there. There's some more changes coming, but they're like, here's the thing. We can't just flick a button and magically make everything work as well as it does right now. So we're trying to, you know, see what we can get with the tools that we have to improve optimization. However long it takes, it will take that long. I know now, I'm going to say now, like, PvE-wise, I think we're in a pretty comfortable spot.
PvE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like...
That was something that we talked about. So, PvE, we're kind of better. PvP needs some work for sure.
Yeah, PvP is where we need probably the most love right now.
Yeah.
So PvE-wise, it's passable unless you go... Tashira Ruins is kind of it's a spot for sure.
Tashira Ruins is it's foliage, man.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But there's some minor frame drops there. But other places generally, at least when we're playing, like, as we've talked about before, God damn it. When we're playing, we're generally playing properly when there's less people online because Korea time zones. We play generally when we get home.
Right.
So that's like 9. I usually play about 9, 10 o'clock Korean time.
Right.
Which would be what time PST? -9, -7, right? So 12, 3, 5. 5 in the morning for you guys. That's usually when I'm playing.
Where'd you bounce to?
I'm just pottering around. I'm killing Frederick later and Nibrika. I like how everyone has like really fancy names, and then there's just a guy named Frederick.
Like, I'll switch while I go find Sherna.
No, you don't need to find me. Go farm your stuff.
I just want to be friends, yo.
I don't want to be friends with you, bro. We're through. Okay. So, all right. I have no crystals, just like my personal account because I went red this weekend.
So explain what happened there.
All right. So I'll explain what happened. My guild decided to run a guild mission, and I was like, okay, I'll show up. I'll see how it goes. So I got there. We're doing it, and then a few people were like, spot taken, and I was like, well, I was here first. Legitimately, you just got here, and they were like, nah, and then they flagged up on me. So I did what Zerkas do. It was against a Sork and a warrior. So I shredded them.
Nice.
And then I shredded them again. And again. And they were flagging up on me at this point. And then they decided, like, it's time to get church buffs. It's time to get villa buffs. They were buffed up to the 9s. They got me once. By teaming up together and basically waiting for all their powerful skills to come off cooldown and nuked me. So I was like, all right, well, if you're going to do that, I'm not going to let you stand there. So I decided that it would be good to flag up, and I did. I flagged up, and I killed them multiple times, and then their guild showed up. And then by that point, I was already red. I was getting camped. I lost... How much experience did I ended up losing?
Did
I
you
lost
tell me like
15. 12? I lost 15, actually, because I got killed one more time after I talked to you. So I lost 15% EXP to 62. And I lost every crystal. Luckily, none of my gear went down. But yeah, I lost a lot. And now I'm in Beacon trying to get the knowledge there. At least there's some positive to this horrible story.
It's a good times.
No, it was rough. It was rough.
That wasn't too bad.
Which means I can't fish now. I can't fish because if I go into a town, I'm going to get attacked.
Oh, you can't participate in the event, can you?
I will be positive karma before them, boys. I got a date with this, what is it, Korean loach? Pearl mullet.
Pearl mullet. Korean loach.
Sorry, I've been playing a lot of fishing games. Actually, no, it's because I've been in Duvenkroon. Korean loach is a fish in there.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Don't argue with the fishing knowledge, man.
It's really scary how well you know fishing.
Fishing is one of my favorite pastimes. Like, it's weird. I've never been fishing in real life, but I love fishing in video games. Yeah, I've never been fishing. I told you this the other day.
Oh, we gotta go fishing. Fishing's fun, man.
Man, I don't want to sit outside. It's sunny, and I can't play video games properly because the sunlight ruins the contrast on the screen.
Tell me more about your problems.
So people are asking about the PlayStation 4 Node Wars fix. So, okay, one of the I'm going to talk about some of the fixes that community have been saying.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you change your PlayStation to one day before the date on your PlayStation, it will work. We have some tools coming out
to double
check and triple check where these issues are. We're still investigating. It's been too many months. But it is being investigated, and they are, I think, starting to make headway, but I legitimately don't know the process of it. I've been talking to as many people as I can, and they're like, yeah, we're working on it, and that's something that we hear.
Yeah, it's something that we gotta talk to Lycla about as well.
Yeah. I mean, once it's fixed, then the complaints are going to be, but it's laggy. So we you know, let's hope that we can get the optimization done for Node Wars and Conquest Wars relatively soon. So we had a meeting with the devs where we talked about these things. They know the lag is bad. They are working on it.
Yeah.
Legitimately, they started off by saying, "We know lag. Please don't tell us about the lag because we know." We've seen a lot of videos.
I get why we do bring it up though.
Yeah, we still do. I still snuck in a video or two in there for, you know, prosperity's sake.
Right.
Just to be like, hey, I know you know, but did you know it happens here? And they're like, yes. Oh, okay. Did you know it happens here? Yeah. Okay. All right. But did you know it does this? And they're like, yeah, dude. Like, we've been investigating. We've been looking into the lag. We've been putting in optimization patches. All that good stuff. Testing everything. So, yeah. Zerka put on the back burner again. I mean, look, man. I was going to say we're fine. We're not. I'm still every discussion I have with the dev still ends in, when are you gonna buff Zerker?
Yeah.
So,
it's gone to the point where it's not even like an interpretation issue anymore because they just know.
I'm like, hey, when is Zerker's getting a fix? And they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See you later, Simon. See you later, Scherner. Is that the wrong name? Okay. There we go. So I get the frustrations. I do play a lot of Zerk, and I know that Dark Knights are also in the same boat. Yeah. Because Dark Knight is a joke.
Well, one of our boys, one of the PMs.
Yeah.
Is a Dark Knight main and has similar concerns.
You know? Yeah. He is not a happy bunny.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels good killing Zerks.
I don't know what you're talking about. Zerks are unbeatable. Unless, of course, you're a dirty witch and wizard player. I hope you take a bath after you play Black Desert.
You still salty?
I am. Aquajail is like any kind of slow when you're not expecting it. It's like, oh, hey, oh, wait, I'm being engaged on, and now my attacks are like 2% speed. Ugh. I'm gonna jump over that guy. So, okay, some of the fixes that are coming in this update, the guild payout thing probably is getting fixed this time. I haven't actually gone through those fixes. So, like, I usually put those in the patch notes last, because they're some of the last ones to get properly confirmed. There was another one. What was the other bug that was getting fixed? There was another big one that was getting fixed.
For which one?
So there was the guild payout thing was, I think, getting fixed.
Guild Quest was one.
Guild Quest is the other one. Yeah, the Guild Quest stuff is getting looked into. I think that's getting fixed as well.
I believe that has been fixed.
Wait,
which Guild Quest are you talking about?
The ones where you cannot forfeit a failed quest.
That should be done.
That is done in this patch, I believe.
No, I believe that was done on Friday.
Was it? Oh, no, yeah. You're right. You're right. That was done on
It's the
Friday.
guild payout that's still remaining. That should be done in this one.
Yeah.
Right?
The Alchemy Stones one, it has been reported. I'm not sure if it's getting fixed in this update. I have seen a fix being tested, but I don't know if it's coming in this update or not. So usually Monday morning is the day where I finalize the patch notes completely, and it is Monday morning today here. So I haven't had a chance to fully fix it. This is the issue when you have to bring the update forward by a day or two.
Yeah.
I'm going to just smack that there. What's the Alchemy Stone one? So the Alchemy Stone issue
is basically when you die in certain circumstances. So I think it's RBF and...
If you die. It's generally if you just die.
Is it? No, I thought it was in...
Nah, it's generally if you
now it's when you die? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you die, basically, if you had your
Alchemy
Stone set to auto, it will it'll uncheck that box for some odd reason.
Ooh, I got the Akuma Helmet. That's actually a really pretty helmet. The Akuma armor is generally nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you recommend that?
To use? Yeah. If you don't have boss gear, sure. I just mean for looks. Looks-wise, it's one of the better looking armors in the game. When you die, when you change server, when you sneeze, when your character kills someone in the right way, I don't know. But yeah, Alchemy Stones are generally resetting. There is ways to mitigate that if it ever comes up again.
Yeah.
You can add Alchemy Stones to your ring menu. You can just pop them. You can just use it yourself. There's a few things. There are a few manual ways to do it if it happens again in the future. But it should be fixed. What am I being hit by?
I just killed a deer.
Good.
Trying to find a llama.
Trying to stop an unaccident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you said.
I was going to say you're trying to stop traffic accidents, like a wagon accident.
Have you ever hit a deer before?
Deer in England don't exist.
Fair enough.
They do, but like generally they don't live near roads for some reason in the UK. So I've never hit one. I've never had the opportunity to hit one. If I did, I'd probably hit it. You know, I'd just see
I don't
want to
say that you're missing out, but
you're missing out of swerving away from deer and not dying.
It's definitely an experience. When I was living like in the interior of BC, right? I'm gonna just let you play. I'm gonna take a look at chat while you're playing, right? So like, let's switch back. Right? Okay. Where to go? Yes, deers. No, right? You shouldn't be hitting deers in general, right? Broken node wars. No. Switch to Shirna screen, right?
I'm providing the entertainment for today.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard. Zerka Airlines here. As you can see, we are. I don't have movement speed crystals, which does make it rough.
Yep.
Generally, as a Zerka, you want movement speed. Thank you, Guido, for that. I need to completely redo all my crystals since every single one got destroyed recently. So.
You'll be fine, right?
Oh, come on.
It's the same answer that we've given you before about the value pack stuff. Not sure when that'll actually happen or if it'll happen. Pro Shop update. I'm assuming there will be. We don't really talk about that here. Potato mode. All right. There was issues in the creation of potato mode. Still trying to get there, right?
So one of the things that we hear is that, you know, potato mode will fix a lot of issues. It'll make it run better. From what we know, the actual bottleneck isn't GPU.
Well, I mean, we've explained that before.
Yeah.
But again, it's still something we're kind of.
It's still
trying
being
to push out.
investigated.
Yeah.
It's still being looked into.
Right. The audio bug on Chase. Audio bug on Chase?
That's what you get for playing Musa Mehwa.
The audio bug. Oh, okay. I think I know what he's talking about. Believe that was reported. I'll have to
Yeah, it was reported. Like, if you play Musa and Mehwa, it's what you get.
Herb Brewer should have been fixed by now.
Yeah, it was fixed in a minor update on Wednesday. Last Wednesday.
Yeah. Chase is loud. Yeah. Okay. I know what that one's about. Right.
Good. That's what you get for playing Musa.
I don't think like.
What?
Dude. Why, man? Can y'all do anything to make playing a Shy worthwhile, or make it more worth it?
Like what?
Yeah.
Shy's pretty good. She fits her role as life skiller pretty well.
Yeah, and gets the EXP from that. Roboms eventually, but
yeah, eventually.
Like the way that you play a Shy is gonna be different, legitimately. Right? Tell me the Musa changes? No.
Musa has been deleted.
Kavariak is not spawning.
Kavariak is not the boss.
That's not.
It's the guardians of the temple. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone brought this up to me before I asked. I was told it should be.
It should be. If it's not,
we'll go talk to the devs about
Tell me. Yeah, yes, y'all did stream our events. That was awesome. I kind of want to do that again. That'd be really fun to do. Right. Any other class changes coming in? There's a few updates, I guess, but because it's not completely finalized yet, I kind of want to go into detail about it.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't really want to talk about the class balance exactly right now because some changes still might happen.
Fix lag instead. Yeah.
It's not an either or situation, man.
Yeah. It's has to be concurrent. and it happens eventually. Are we getting Garmith in this update?
No, we would
Nah.
have talked about it.
I heard golden goose eggs are getting a buff. So
After
let me
this
explain this. So after this
update-
update. So before this update, we had a golden goose egg event on Xbox when it first launched, and there were rewards that were tailored for the beginning of Xbox. When the golden goose egg event started again 2 weeks ago, the old rewards put in, not the new ones. So what we've done is, it used to be 2 weeks, or it was supposed to be 2 weeks. We've extended it to 4 weeks. The first 2 weeks gives you the old rewards, and after this update, it should give you the better rewards.
Should. If
Should
it
is the
doesn't,
key word.
if it doesn't, someone is going to be going home in a body bag. Cause
Getting violent out here, man.
yeah, well, you know the stresses.
Better costumes. The ability to say I or one or whatever on Xbox is something that we have talked about in previous streams. Right?
All right, I'm just going to put it out there.
Story of the Blood Wolves book not spawning.
That one spawns, but it
Yeah.
is a very rare spawn.
It's
okay.
a rare spawn.
On the case of the old oh my god. Okay, in the case of the old chat filter, I want to bring this up. So there are other games that also are suffering from this issue right now. It depends if you've completely built your own chat filter or you've tried to use a API that is created by the platform.
That being said, right? Like, oh, man, okay, I guess we did talk about this. So
It's been too long.
yeah, with the goddamn, with that update. So Sharon has mentioned this before on the last stream. Basically, our chat filter, the one that comes from us, is when you start getting stars in your message. I
So
won't stress it.
classes
Yeah.
and things like that.
Class, pass, base. You can tell why. All those kind of things.
Something.
Yep. Something as well. So that is something that we can work on our side.
Yep.
Right. The one where it's like, I is an inappropriate character as a standalone.
Or
is,
could.
Yeah. Or could for some odd reason.
61.
Right. Yeah.
Bride on PlayStation was another one we found.
Bride on PlayStation is weird. I guess should I have said that? Yeah, why not? So if you're on PlayStation, you can't say the word bride, and that comes from, for some reason, Sony's API and Microsoft's API is different in terms that requires a comprehensive sit down with both platforms. Right?
Yeah, we need to talk to them about it. But I know that a few of the other games that employ that
specific API.
that specific API are also
Yeah.
reporting issues. I believe if you're into RTS, Age of Empires 2 has had a big issue with their chat filter.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of other Xbox games.
There's a few people on Mixer who are saying, okay, they've seen it in other games. Question, Valencia Quest related. Since we need to do the whole storyline, not just Medea, are there details about it? So basically, it's, we've said this in the beginning of the stream, we're going to implement this and then see how console players react and how they adjust to it if they can. If they don't, that's something that we need to talk about on our side.
And one of the things as well is to make the main story quest of the original areas quicker.
Yeah.
You do get more movement speed buffs to run through that quest line at the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was the other one? Offers can't renew contracts.
Should be fixed.
Should be.
It is fixed in this update.
It is fixed. In
Should
this
be.
update?
Should be fixed
Yeah.
in this update.
It's this update
That was
for
the
sure.
other guild one I
That
was
the
looking
one.
for.
Right. Sorry.
Should be fixed in this update.
Magoria when eventually no Musa love, very true. There was one other one. So I want to say this. So we oh yeah, Lord X is in here, right? That video is dope. One of the other things that I've been trying to scour for more. There's people who are making specific content for console, and it's very much appreciated. I mentioned this before. I forget his name right away, but there was someone on Reddit who's making like the guides, right? The only thing that I'll say about that in terms of like constructive criticism is when you make those kind of guide videos, don't model it after our streams where we just talk as it comes into our head.
Yeah. Have a structure.
Like have a structure, and even when there's people who are doing like timestamps. This is when I talk about this, when I talk about this. But when I mean by structure is that it should flow into it, especially if it's a guide video. Aside from that, I think those videos are awesome. I think there's a lot of information that's in there. I've said this about Ice and Simone. They have a certain cadence about them when they're speaking that allows them to teach.
Yeah.
Right? And you're just drawn to it. And people who are making those Black Desert Console videos have a similar cadence, but not intonation, which is perfectly fine. Right? Just do your thing, have that structure, go nuts. And honestly, link me to those things. If you guys are also like I've been watching other streamers as well, so like I always bring up Taken, but there's also a French and German streamer that I've been watching. Again, names I can't readily remember off the top of my head.
You gotta start writing them down because you say this every
I know.
week. I've been watching a French streamer, but I forget his name.
But it's always random, right? So I'll just kind of go through. But the way that they play, specifically for me on my own personal time, is the way that they play Mystic is very different from how others have been playing it.
Or how you play it because you don't know what you're doing.
I know my stuff on Mystic.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got thumbs?
I got thumbs.
You want to catch some thumbs? Do you want to go one-on-one with my Zerker?
How am I going to catch him when you're dead?
Oh, all right.
So
after this, son, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
You know, come back at me when you get your crystals back.
Oh!
RNG-wise, your Tongrads, best of luck. I hope so. Right? Mystic is hella broken.
It's not broken.
No, it has its place. Right?
She's easily beaten by a Zerk.
Life Skill Mastery, not in this update. Do we have a stream coupon? No.
We talked about that right at the beginning. There's no stream coupon today.
Yeah.
Due to,
yeah.
Should we just say it? I forgot.
Yeah, we just
legitimately I forgot to put
yeah.
in the request.
Yeah. So right. Voice chat fix. Oh, within our game. I was like, I don't understand that equation. Within our game, voice chat. Yeah, I think there's some people who are kind of upset for me saying this, but like, you know, Discord is a very good way to use it.
But you know,
we should fix on our side.
We want to get fixes on. I don't want to say more important things, but
it is on a list. But in terms of priority, it's not completely all the way up there.
And I know what some people are thinking. Oh, look at all this node rush changes, and you haven't fixed blah blah blah. So here's the thing: there are different teams in this company. There are people working on different things. It's not just like 3 developers sitting in a corner and they're the only people working on the game. There are multiple people working on multiple aspects of the game. So when they have a change ready to go, it gets put out.
Yeah.
They won't be able to help with X, Y, and Z, but they can at least do something to bring the entertainment or whatever.
The other one, someone was saying, I think both on YouTube as well as on Twitch, Hornet's chat filter in-game is something that PA can't fix. No, that's not what I'm saying. So with the chat filter, it's, I guess, like a balance. Like there's our chat filter that's kind of like, I'm not particularly too happy with that one.
No. That one's also a pain in the butt. But
the one that we have to deal with in terms of like platforms and APIs, that's a sit down with everyone. Right?
I would show the chat things, but then I remembered that these have admin access, so they're not.
Strikers are stupid broken.
Come on, man. What is this 2016?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say broken.
I wouldn't say so.
They're good, but they're good at 1v1.
Are we aware of lag and stuff? Yes, indeed.
You can't miss it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's we know.
Why are they working on different things then? Again, there's priorities, right? When it comes to, how do I say this?
All right. Have you ever had a car that broke down, and then you take it around your friend's house who has his friends around, and then there's 30 people there trying to fix your car? Everyone thinks it's something different. There are 30 people working on it, and your car, at the end of the day, doesn't get fixed. If you take it to one person, he's focused, he gets it fixed. So basically, the thing is, people are working on what they're specialized in.
Is the stream frozen?
It should be fine. So people are people have specialties that they're focused on.
Yeah.
Maybe one guy was like, I want to take a look at, I want to be the guy who knows everything about Conquest War.
Yeah.
Or Node Wars. And he's the guy who is, designing Conquest Wars, monitoring it, seeing how it goes. but he might not be on the technical level of things. He might just be able to test some things out, try it, see how it is, design it, not necessarily code it. Whereas you might have someone else who's better at coding things like the central market or that kind of stuff. So everyone has different specialities and things that interest them. And one of the things about development, and you see this at you hear about this at companies that have like a more open team format, is people want to work on things that interest them.
Yeah.
If you force someone to go through who doesn't really like, let's say, networking, but you force him to join a networking team, you're going to have a rough time. He's not going to be happy. His work's not going to be the best. So he joins a team or works for a part that interests him.
Yeah.
So that his work is going to be as good as it should be. Hold on. Well,
there's a few things. One, nothing gets through the Trent filter in terms of the questions coming through. Ask me the questions that have not been responded to already. One thing is like lag is because everyone keeps saying like, why don't you guys fix lag and lag and lag? It has to be concurrent, otherwise no one gets anything, right? That's one thing. And then what was the other question that I had? There was one before. Crap, where'd it go? Do we still have to get to level 55 for Val 1, or do we still need to do all the quests?
You still need to get to level 55 plus the quests.
Yeah. Right.
But generally, if you do all the quests, you will be around, I think, level 52, 53.
You can hit 55.
You can hit 55 just on
easy.
The quests.
Yeah, you can hit 55 easy. Then there was another. Oh crap! Where'd it go? Right. Can you speak on Capotia? There's no Capotia crafting.
Capotia crafting will come when it comes.
That's the one.
Not yet.
Right. Getting hit when in a menu, locks movement, can't do anything when it happens. All that kind of stuff.
I haven't seen that for quite some time.
Yeah.
So if it's still happening, I'll go talk to them about it. But there is a way out of it instantly. Smack R2 or RT.
Yeah. Right. I believe. I don't know if that's still an issue.
It was fixed, right? I remember.
If it is an issue, like I don't want to say that. No, you're blind. If it is an issue, please do reach out to me and let me know. And then if you can get me a clip on that as well, because I haven't had that and I haven't seen other people report that. But yeah, are we waiting for anything in particular to release Guardian? Just Guardian when Guardian comes in terms of priorities. If I'm in the middle of Valencia 1, will it reset? That I don't know.
No, because you're already on the quest line, so you'll be fine.
That quest line itself, it won't reset it. No, it won't reset it. If you're already there, you're there. And then, where'd it go?
Right.
Trash loot buff to Valencia and low appealing spots. Do you have any info? Are we getting a trash loot buff?
Nope.
No. At least not yet, right? It went to Tet. Thanks. Sweet. Right?
Congrats.
Right, you know? Rulupi? The server?
Maybe talking about Rulupi's adventure log thing?
Oh, Rulupi's adventure log. Not in this one.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Rulupi's adventure log is not in at this point. We're just getting the extra Igo Batali ones. I believe it's an extra, don't quote me on this, as everyone Twitch clips it. It's an extra 4 sheet AP this time, or is it an extra 3?
I think you said 3.
I think it's 3, and then it's 4 total, right? So, yeah, you'll get a couple of extra sheet AP, and then there's a couple of other buffs in there.
Crystal's not breaking on death, staying until leg is sorted. Is that something that's going to happen? How long are we doing the crystal thing?
I haven't heard that one's stopping yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard, so let me double check that.
However, you do still lose crystals, as I found out, if you die when negative karma.
Does PA do college internships for game programming?
Probably not.
I don't think they do.
They do internships in Korea, though. They don't do it elsewhere. But even then, I don't know how much they get to do. So a lot of the devs in this company are devs who have a lot of experience. I don't think they accept fresh hires as much either when it comes to dev work.
Pro Shop updates aren't dev work. I'll
No.
just put that out there. So Pro Shop updates are not dev work whatsoever.
It's an Excel sheet.
Yeah, it's an Excel sheet that you kind of just click, and then okay, this gets pushed in, right? That's not dev work. It never has been. Although if we ever do revamp UI, that's an ugly UI, right? But that's
Yeah.
not a priority, right? The Pro Shop UI is not a priority, right? And then when's Warrior Succession? Jesus.
When Succession in general, we don't know.
No, don't know yet. Is PlayStation ever going to get a buff because, we need money to catch up to Xbox? You really don't. Like, there's people on Xbox who are going to stomp, right? But overall population, like, if I can hold my own, I'm sure you guys can.
But it depends where you're going,
Yeah.
because a lot of this is not to shit talk anyone here.
Mm.
Sorry about the language, but one of the things is like there are a couple of guilds who were at the top of PlayStation,
Yeah.
and then when the merge happened, basically they ended up being the upper tier, the lower tier of the higher tier players, if that makes sense. So they're still incredibly good.
Right.
They're still very highly geared or very highly skilled, but the problem is like they're playing in a very different way. Like you watch some of the PlayStation players and they don't move the same way as Xbox, or they don't have the right skills, or they just play a little bit differently.
Right.
And I think with the crossplay, it's kind of started to show that a little bit different. Like everyone has their own style of approaching it, and what did work in PlayStation servers against other PlayStation players doesn't seem to work against Xbox players who have a few months more experience.
Yeah.
All right, switch to main cam,
Right.
and I'll open chat because I know people are probably flaming me. But one of the things is
Nah,
they went from being a big fish in a small pond to being a fish. How about a fix so officers can renew contracts? Yeah!
Soon.
It's in this update, I believe.
So yeah, soon. Right.
I haven't seen it here, actually. Oh, well. I think it is in, though. It has been talked about. It needs to be added.
We've
to
talked
the
about
list.
it. Yeah. Right.
Should be in this one. Also, one of the most important fixes ever. Fixed an issue where in certain circumstances, items could not correctly be placed on tables. The most important update ever.
Is that something you had to add?
Yep.
Right. Trent, please, PS4 needs your support. They don't need my support. There's very little that I can do in terms of in-game, right? Then, we're going through.
Wait,
right? Okay.
wait.
So someone's asking about,
There was a question which is like, Kuno buff or nerf when? And it's like,
buff or nerf when?
I feel like you've just taken like one of those old sheets where you have to like cross one out to finish the sentence, and you just left both options open.
Make Shy a better support. So one of the questions that I kept seeing coming up was, why does Witch have more heals than the Shy does?
The Shy doesn't give us much. The Witch doesn't give us much attack buffs.
Yeah. Right. The Shy as a support class may not be a healer, but is a person who buffs your peeps. Right.
Yeah.
And then
Will Zerkers get a buff because we're almost extinct? Mm-hmm. Someone
Possibly.
asked what adventure log it's Igor Batelli's 11 to
Yeah.
14 or 15.
We'll have to double check on the specific number on that.
I can check it right now.
Is the update on the 13th because you said
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. The update is tomorrow. It starts Monday PDT 11 to April 14th 3 a.m. PDT. Because on our Wednesday in KST we have general elections going on, so that's a holiday.
It's local elections this time around, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
we
districts
get
and all that kind of stuff.
book 11, and we get up to... Because I remember reading and telling you what the rewards were. It's up to book 15. I think it's all the Bartelli's adventure log. I think it's up to 15.
Is there going to be a fix for Herb Village quest on Xbox? It's not updating the quest when I jump to the herb pumps. It should have been. The machines have been fixed, so the quest should in turn have been fixed.
Maybe forfeit it and pick it back up.
Forfeit and try it again. But I believe that once you've already done it, you've done it. Right? Why does PA hate Shy?
We don't.
Exist.
We don't hate any class except Valkyrie.
That's true. That's true. Blue screens. It's a, what was it? There was something that went out, right?
So for blue screens, there was an update that went out. Now that update was causing severe freezes and stuff like that when opening things like storage, when opening warehouses. That's the same thing. Market warehouse, stables, and all that kind of stuff. When you first interacted with an NPC, it would cause some delay. However, that some ended up being 20 seconds of a frozen screen. So we had to revert that change. So what would have been an anti-crash measure had the unintended side effect of causing lockups for like 10-15 seconds when talking to NPCs. We pushed it because we wanted to reduce the crash. We knew about the lag, and we talked about this in the last update. Yeah. It was in the patch notes. But due to the feedback we got from the lag, we took out that anti-crashing measure and are working on mitigating those negative effects.
Yeah, that was a direct response. Like, we saw it, we knew about it beforehand, but we wanted to see how it would actually play out. It played out like we thought, so it kind of went back on that. Then there was another question about the Tamer Evasion Rebind. So in Pre-Awakening, you can't, like...
WW.
Yeah, right? So that's something that I've brought up. I think we'll bring it up again in the next meeting that we have, because we were talking about certain ones, like in terms of bindings and stuff. I believe that's what our next meeting is. So yeah, right. So that's something we'll talk about, right? The WW is fine. No. Like if you for Tamer, it's not fine. So if you're Pre-Awakening, if you WW, you'll go straight into your Awakening. That's the thing. Yeah. Right. You don't get to go around. Yep. That's an issue.
Also, Forward Nightcrow is one of those things where it's been here for God knows how long that people want it. Yeah. On a different key. And one of the issues is that soaks are already annoying. It's also like if you make it shift forward, then it might become too strong. Yeah. So I know the balance team were looking into it a long time ago. But yeah. Will we get a buff Sunday? Because Zerkers, there are only 2 Zerkers in my guild. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Yeah. You're a rare specimen of a man. But I do agree. Like, honestly, I agree. Yeah. You can stop saying buff Zerkers. I am not arguing against you here.
At any point.
At any point. Like, you don't need to remind me, and I will keep telling people about it.
I don't even play Zerk, but now I feel the same kind of thing. It's just like, it keeps happening. But yeah, we talked about the Tamers. Our Strikers getting nerfed or buffed. Our Kunos getting nerfed or buffed.
Someone's saying, who is saying that they need to buff Zerker? Seriously?
Dude.
If you don't think Zerkers need a buff, I have got a Dark Knight to sell you that might be the best class in the game. But, like, okay, some of the issues with Zerker. I'll go through it. Zerker is really useful every 3 minutes for 30 seconds. And then it's really good. It has issues with just being able to sustain. It has a lot of engages, but doesn't have things to keep it alive. Its grabs leave it very exposed. You can grab someone, pick them up, and then you won't get the kill because your teammates kill them, or you get killed. Right. They basically lack a lot of protection options, but they also lack a little bit of offensive options. To be able to keep your movement speed up, you got to keep using Beastly Wind / thank you again to the people who told me about that. Not only that, but then you've also got to, like, some of your skills are really good in PvE, but if you use them in PvP, you are dead. Right. We also cannot turn our Slugfest. Jumping is kind of rough. Yeah. Giant Leap is iffy. You can turn it, but it is actually quite awkward to turn.
Yeah. There's actually... Okay, so someone's talking about DK. There's a Dark Knight player on PS4, right? It's Vile, and incredible DK, like can actually slaughter people as a DK. That does not mean DK doesn't need help. Right?
Yeah.
Like, because Vile is super good does not mean everyone else should be on the exact same level. Like, he's good in spite of the things that DK needs help with. Right? It's that can't be the argument.
Why does Perlibus struggle so bad with character balance when it's easily admitted the flaws on some classes? Here's the thing. There are some flaws that a lot of people will see, and they think, okay, this is why this class is extremely weak. When in fact, those are like intended design decisions to give them a downside. Like, every class has a downside. Striker isn't exactly the most mobile. Right? Once you run out of martial shards, you can't really charge as... I can't remember the name of the dash, but you can't dash easily. But if you get someone, you're going to kill them. There's ideas in the design philosophy that they want to try and keep.
Yeah.
But they end up, after time, deciding maybe we should change it. Balance isn't just like, in PvP, everyone should hit identical, everyone should do identical damage, everyone should have identical movement. The only thing that is different is classes should have grabs, or they should have AoE, or they should have this. As easy as it sounds to make that balanced, there's still issues with that design philosophy for the fact that every class would be identical and you're just changing the skin.
Yeah. The person who's giving me all the 2 cents on the shy, I get it. I saw it. Legitimately, I did see it. Right? Where was the other one? There was one where it's like...
Hey, Sharon, fight a Zerker as a shy and see what happens. Zerkers don't... Just because the shy matchup... Shy's matchup against every class is not great because she's not supposed to be a PvP one-on-one specialist. The matchup is necessarily bad for the Shy because she's not 1v1. She's not PvP. She's a support class. You cannot 1v1 as a support class.
You good, man?
No. No, I'm not. All right, if you want to talk matchups, Zerk has a pretty good matchup against Warriors. Depending on how good the Warrior is, obviously, depending on how good the Sork is, pretty good matchup there if you can catch them. But we do not do well against Witches and Wizards. We should. Once you get all up in their grill, they should die, but they're broken. No, actually, I can't say that. They're not broken, but they do have a lot of skills that help deny area around them. Toxic Flood, take Pulse. Their golems are stupid.
Golems are cool.
They're stupid. But the matchup itself there is, different.
You got that off your chest? You good, man?
Yep.
Right? All right. So one of the arguments I saw on YouTube was like, complaining about Zerk is like saying that PlayStation players don't need help. You just gotta play it better, right? So,
what?
Like, the thing is, like, if you want buffs for your certain classes, it's the same thing as when we say, like, look, PlayStation players need to play a certain way to get back up there, right? To get to the higher tiers, right? So instead of complaining about your classes, why not just
get better? I know that. Yeah, I know I need to get better, but my tool, like, the tool set, you can tell the tool set is rough. I mean, you have players who, like, Dohep.
Yeah.
You have Guido, Proteus, I think he's called in game. There's also that other Zerk that's going around, and I can't remember the name. They show what is possible when you play like an absolute animal. There's still weaknesses there.
Yeah. So, I would say, like, in terms of classes, like, there are certain classes that genuinely do need help. That's been like, that's not something that we're gonna shy away from. Shy. And then in regards to the PlayStation stuff, like, there has to be there is a difference, like, with N tier Xbox players and N tier PlayStation players. There's a gap there.
Yeah.
Right. On average, though, we're pretty much in a good spot. But for N tier, to get to this spot, we need to change how we look at it and how to get there, right? So especially with like the Valencia stuff that we've talked about, and I was like, I'm not entirely happy with, right?
Yeah.
Like it definitely does hurt that portion of it, but again, like despite how people feel about it, I'm kind of excited to see how people adapt to it if they can, right? And if they can't, then that's something that we do need to look at.
Someone said that PlayStation 4 players got no thumbs. Half of, like, okay, some of it is just general player experience. So, how to say this? The way you engage in a fight. So, it's not just about your character, it's about you. The way you engage in the combat is super important, knowing when to come in, when to back out. From what I've seen of quite a few of the PlayStation players I end up running into, they just go in and expect to kill you, even though, you know, I've been watching this PlayStation player for a minute. I know he's burned this skill, this skill, this skill, and they're on cooldown, so I can go in now. That's a smart engage. One of the problems that I've seen, it's not just PlayStation players, by the way. There are like lower tier Xbox players, mid-tier Xbox players. The higher tier ones all know this, probably the same for PlayStation.
Yep.
But there's the way you engage and when to engage is super important. And it's just experience of playing your class as well. Like, time is there as well. You're fighting PlayStation players where? Depends where I am.
Yeah.
Red Battlefield, I've been fighting a lot there. And Battle Arena. I've actually been doing quite a bit of PvP lately.
Good stuff. And I don't think anyone's ever said that. Wait, did you call PlayStation players stupid?
No.
Did you say they have no thumbs?
I said they have no thumbs. That's a given. You're a PlayStation player. You got no thumbs.
I got thumbs.
No, you
I
don't.
got thumbs for days.
No, you don't. You got no thumbs. Yeah. I mean, everyone just...
I think experience-wise.
It's experience. It comes down to experience. And Xbox players will always have that few months extra. And it doesn't matter when. Like, even if the gear is the same, I think we've seen a lot of, like, Xbox players just wreck. And it is down to experience. It's down to knowing when to go.
Then... Any news on the please try again in a moment?
So that one, I have no news. I've submitted videos. Yeah. It is being investigated, but I don't know how much.
Too. Yeah, but at least PS4 didn't have Microsoft censorship. Try typing in bride.
Typing it of all the words though.
Yeah.
But no, I'll give it to you. You can chat. You don't have to write one. Would quite like. Oh, I couldn't write that because I couldn't write could.
Yeah.
One would like. Yeah. Any news on Ranger? Still hasn't been released.
Yeah.
In the future, we will release a Ranger. Yeah. Class is dead.
Do you guys see who's dominating Node Wars? We're dying, and what do you know is because of gear and experience. Nodes is something else.
Nodes is something else, but then there are PlayStation guilds getting into Conquest War, and they get rocked.
Right. Conquest Wars?
Conquest Wars. Yeah. But then there is the issue of blue screening.
Yeah.
Which I don't know when it's going to come, but there is something in the works to try and help that blue screen in Conquest Wars. So I know the issues aren't necessarily down to, the player.
Yeah.
But I'm talking small scale. I'm not talking large scale when I'm talking.
Yeah. Right.
In Node Wars, the issue is well known.
Yeah.
We're still investigating that. In Conquest Wars, it is down to blue screens. Like, players seem to blue screen a lot at certain times, and they seem to die together. But yeah. What was that? What's the average gear score of 62 plus between consoles? Then you dodged the question. God. When the merge happened at 62, the average gear score difference between PlayStation and Xbox was 4. 4. That was it. It was a really low number. The amount of players at 62 between the two platforms was different.
Yep. But
the average gear score of those 62s was about 4. That was the difference between the two. Fine, I'll give you I said I wouldn't give the numbers, but I'll give the numbers because it's a month old. But yeah, the difference was tiny. It was insignificant difference. Okay.
For people who are asking, we don't have a coupon code for this one.
Yeah, we don't have a coupon code. We don't. What's the max gear score you can get to? I think 2... With all pens.
You gotta look at the average as a whole, not level by level. No, that I actually kind of disagree with. So, per level, you have to look at the average of those people at that like level range. That's probably the best way to put that. I genuinely do think that that's something you guys have to do. Have you guys ever considered doing gameplay hangout streams that have nothing to do with updates?
Yeah.
We have. I don't think no.
I want to try and do one next week, but I don't know if we can.
Ain't nobody want to see that, right?
No, I want to see it. Okay, so the max AP. If you pen everything, and I think this is Nuver, pen Nuver. Yeah. Right now, 300 AP, 302 awakened AP, and 316 DP. That's without the Bartali's adventure log, which gives you a couple of extra. And then you've got hidden stats, which we don't have right now. But, I could have checked there. Look, it says I got Bartali's adventure log 0 to 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it is up to 15.
But yeah, like, it's around 310, I think, is ours. And then you have the extra bonuses against humans and stuff like that. So that's with pen everything with nothing else.
YouTube's popping. All right, so YouTube. What Shirna explained was a small section of what it is. That's not to say that that's the only issue that's affecting PlayStation players. So system capabilities, right? In terms of lag, nodeware issues, all these things are known. Right? What Shirna talked about was a small subset of what another variable that needs to be considered, right? This whole thing about like, hey, French homie, what's up? This whole thing about like Shirna saying that PlayStation players suck and that's why you guys can't hang is not the only thing. There's a lot of other issues.
There's a lot of Xbox. So there's a lot of Xbox players in that same boat where they do genuinely suck.
Yeah.
We're all at different stages. Like, we're all in different categories. There's some people who probably are overgeared for their skill level.
Yeah.
There are people who are undergeared for their skill level. And if they bump up, they're going to be good. There are people who legitimately just play the way they want to play. Everybody is at different stages. The thing is, people look to the higher echelons of players and say, look, this player clearly, that's why this class is broken. But as you said, there's a good DK player going around. Yeah. And if he's good on DK, imagine how good he'd be on a good class.
And a balanced one, right? Like the one that where it actually gets boosted up a bit. The person on YouTube, Hollow, right? Where are you running? So I'm a 62, Mystic 269, and I still get slapped by every witch whiz regardless of gear I run, right? Yeah. Where are you hanging?
That AP still getting smacked by witch and wizards?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because he was saying like we wouldn't respond to that. Give me one sec. I'm waiting for that response at least. Hopefully getting. Yeah, right.
What?
See, like, that's the thing. If you're getting messed up, yeah, this is where I agree with chat. If you're getting messed up at 269 as a mystic by witches and wizards in those areas, I'm not so sure that that's a...
That's not a class issue.
That's not a class issue or anything like that. Like, if it's a lag issue, you gotta talk to me, right? Because that's a different kind of issue.
I like that you've brought that up after what we were talking about. There are good and bad players on every platform.
But that's what I mean. Like, when someone says, like, you know, this is an issue, and you focus on the one variable that someone has said, it's hard to defend your argument that
Yeah.
way, right? So there's a lot of different things that need to be considered at that, right?
I mean, that is an engage. If you're trying to dash through Toxic Flood, or you're trying to dash through the floor, nah, you don't want to be doing that. That will get you wrecked.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you're playing. One of the best things you can do if you want to get good at a certain matchup is go out, find a witch and wizard, and just smack each other around in Battlefield.
Yeah.
Find out how you can safely engage to that witch and wizard.
Yeah.
Find out, maybe I need to go this way than this way, because most witches and wizards will drop this here. So I'll go this way and then cut into them. Which we saw in the, when we did the Arsha challenge. There was one where, was it against you, right? Or no, it was in the 3v3 tournament.
It was in the 3v3 tournament.
So we did the 3v3 tournament. A witch drops the Toxic Flood, and then the Sork basically does like a hexagon, half a hexagon around 1, 2, 3, and then was right on top of them. And that is something you would know from just practicing that matchup.
That was cool. That was really cool. And I think that was experience. Someone in Mixer saying, I main witch, but I suck at witch. How?
How are you bad at witch? No.
Like, so with witch as well, like, there was, Simone was teaching me, like, he stays primarily an awakened.
Yeah.
Right? And that's his playstyle. He also knows that he should be using pre-awakened because he has the skill add-ons for those pre-awakened skills and to use them very quickly and to get those buffs and to switch into his awakening. He has to work on that, but he mostly stays in awakening because he has evasion for days.
And it's also a preference. Everyone plays every class a different style.
Yeah.
There are people who play Zerker who think that like just smacking things with axes is the best way of playing.
Yeah.
I was one of those monkeys.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't want to do awakening. I want axes. And then I discovered that when you actually boost all your awakening skills up, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Apex, do a 20 versus 20 tournament and then stream that. Stream the real 5 frames per second experience. I take it that you think that we don't know that lag exists.
Yeah, we know.
It does.
It does.
I'm confused by that.
We're actually, like, that's something that I've been talking about with the game design team, is why is it that you can go into a grind spot and smack 20 mobs and you're generally okay now?
Yeah.
But as soon as it's PvP, if it's 20 people, then, you know, there's more issues. And
right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's come up. We've talked about it. There's stuff. Give us our mobs back? No.
This update is only going to contain pro costing for us to spend on it. I haven't said anything interesting. Yeah, like I said, like this update is targeted towards a certain subset. Also, Pearl Shop isn't development.
Yeah. We'll
that
say
much
it
has been
again,
said.
right? Pearl Shop isn't really dev work.
The Mystic damage is very sad in comparison to other classes in early and mid game until 261 AP. Okay. But what you're saying is that by the end game, she's dope. Yeah? I believe that's what that is. I believe that's what has been said. Yeah, I believe that.
So the guy who... All right. I'm just going to ignore that. So here's the thing. Some people recognize this, some people don't. Creating a costume is not dev work. The developers of the game do not make costumes.
It's a subset of dev.
It's modeling.
Yeah, but still...
A character, someone who makes models and does costume design and things like that, that person probably knows very little about coding in general. Like 3D, like there are people out there who do like modeling on Blender or they do it on Maya. If you ask them to write a program in C# or C+, they'll probably look at you like, no, I can't do that. I'm not a dev. Modeling is different to that. And then, yes, I am saying that, but in earlier APs. I don't know, Gless.
I can ask. I can't promise anything, but I can definitely ask about it.
Fairy Queen isn't showing. Right. You have to do a certain quest to unlock her, if I remember correctly. I've seen this issue before, and there were quests that needed to be done. And I can't remember for the life. So that's something I haven't heard since Fairies launched. So I don't think it's an issue. Just, I think one of your characters has to complete Calpheon.
Yeah.
And then she appears. It's something like that. It's something like that.
Hex Witch, then Fairy is unlocked.
Huh? What?
Hex Witch, then Fairy unlock.
Hex Witch.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. I knew there was a quest. It is finishing Calpheon, basically.
I think someone said it earlier, is that Mystic's dope in PvE. PvP, not as big of a contender as others, but it's still a heavy contender, I think. PvP-wise.
Depending on which gear range you're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Will ships come anytime soon? They are still planned for the first half of this year. Because Megoria is planned for the first half of this year, right?
Yep. I believe so.
I believe
Ooh,
so.
gotta look at that one. Same with tier 8. So, yeah. Person's been asking about tier 8 for quite a while. Yeah, it's on the roadmap. Hopefully we get it before then. Where do we find Fiari rings? God damn it. I hope that's a typo on your end and not our end. It is a typo on our end, isn't it?
Which one?
Stupid Loof quest that's like Fiari wings and grants.
Oh, good. Yeah. Catch some grants. Some grants. Okay. Shurn's hair hotfix when? Okay. Yep. No.
So, okay, wait. That was something that someone was asking. Slightly off topic, but how'd you get a haircut during this time, dude?
So in Korea, we didn't have a lockdown because we handled it pretty well.
Yeah, it was pretty well prepared in that end. Value pack I've already talked about.
Yep, I went to the barber. I sat down in his chair. He was wearing his mask. He cleaned his hands. He cut my hair. He cleaned his hands again. He washed my hair. He finished cutting my hair. He shaved the back of my neck. And then I just walked out the door and paid the guy.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I got my haircut.
All right. Pajama time for stream?
I'm down for that.
Do you have pajamas?
No. I got a pair of trousers that I only wear when I don't have to come to the office. It's my weekend pants. I think everyone has a pair of weekend pants when they're not going out.
Yeah, no, Apex, like I actually agree with you. I know it's extremely frustrating. Like that I legitimately get. I think that's more of an issue between like you and I, where when we talk about things, there are certain times which, and I can kind of see this. There are certain times when we say things like is this, however, this is also something we're trying to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are gonna listen to that and take it like, what, you're not acknowledging the lag, you're trying to push it elsewhere.
No, we know it's there.
No, but I think it's just the way that we present it. So I think that's something that I do need to work on, Apex, like legitimately.
I think one of the things is we've been talking about it for so long.
Yeah.
And
There
have been, compared to a few months ago, we're in a better spot. But that better spot from a few months ago isn't exactly anything to write home about.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about lag and optimization for a while, and at some point it does just become, I don't want to say it's not a joke, but it becomes like it's just something you talk about so often that you have to find the funnies in it.
Shy pajamas. No, we talked about this on Discord, dude. When it comes to Dustcom, like, I don't think we're like, again, because it's on that side of things, I don't think that's a dev issue. I think that's just when it comes, it will decide to come in.
Dark Rift rewards, they don't even have ogre rings in them. Something we should bring up. That's probably something that's been forgotten.
I think it's forgotten. Yeah, let's do that.
Explain the Dragon Slayer weapon. You know all about this.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. On Mixer, someone was asking for a good Zerk fight. Can they face you? Either face him or like reach out to like
Proteus,
Proteus,
Dohep.
Dohep, and them like, and they're good people. Like they're really good people, right?
Yeah.
So I think they'll give you a really good fight. Dragon Slayer weapons. So first, what you need is a Hugo Awakening weapon, right? And for that, I think you need like abyssal ingots and some other stuff, right? So you kind of collect all those things. You make the Hugo weapon, and you get more blueprints and different materials to create this Dragon Slayer weapon. To do that, you need a craftsman workshop type deal in Duvenkroon. I think it's House 5 that it can only be made in. You bump that thing up, and then you get the Dragon Slayer weapon. The cool thing about the Dragon Slayer weapon is that it's comparable to a Dandy in terms of, I think it's like one or two AP something down. It's
a little bit
it's
of
a
AP
little
down.
it's a AP slightly down, but Dandy is dope, right? It's definitely the best game. Having a Dragon Slayer as your backup is not a bad idea, or just to make a Dragon Slayer until you get a Dandy and to bring it all up, right? The other thing is it's less costly to repair the durability of a Dragon Slayer weapon than it is for a Dandy, which is why a lot of people do try to go for that and then eventually go for their Dandy.
And it's also one of those things that you could probably get to Tet and then go, okay, I need fail stacks. I want to go for my Dandy, but I want one or two more fail stacks.
Yeah.
You smack it. If it goes to Pen, it's better than your Tet Dandy.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then you can go for the Pen Dandy attempt.
Some people are saying that Dandy is easier to get than the Dragon Slayer. In terms of crafting, yeah, it takes some time to get the Dragon Slayer, but like beefing that thing up, I would say Dragon Slayer's probably better because it's easier to repair.
It's also easier to get like for new classes that come out.
Yeah.
You can just craft it. You can have everything ready and then craft it when it comes out. And you know how it's like there's like limited resources when like there's limited amount of dandies on the market when that comes. So yeah.
How dare you make what? Making fun of the question that if Kuno is getting nerfed or buffed and ignoring it can only mean that it's getting nerfed and the class is going to be destroyed. Nah, I think... What? I didn't mention anything. No, we haven't fully confirmed it yet.
I know, I'm
So,
just
yeah.
going to take a look. Kuno wasn't touched, no?
How are you dying to Archer? Just hit them.
That is a solid piece of advice that I take
That's a
with
strategy.
me everywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't talk
Trent,
about
why did you block me? Did I block you? I don't mind if you say that you don't like the update. Legitimately. Like, the thing that I'll say about this is, I don't mind if you say that you don't like the update. Because it's not for everybody. Legitimately, it's not. Like, if you don't participate in Node Wars or Conquest Wars and all that kind of stuff, this isn't the thing for you, aside from the adventure log, right? And certain quest changes and whatnot. I don't mind that. Just, be human.
Adventure log is actually an extra couple of AP. I did have it up.
Yeah.
Should I bring it back up? How much AP do you get with these? So, Bartelli 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 11 doesn't give AP. 12 gives 1 AP there. 13 doesn't give AP. 14 gives plus 2 AP. Yeah, so it's plus 3 AP from these three. Plus then there's the stamina,
You got stuff.
the accuracy, all that good stuff. But you do need to finish 1 to 10 first.
Right.
And I need to finish 10. But the triangular...
Triathlon. Yeah, you can do it.
I would get 100 fail stacks from that, though.
That's
If you haven't completed book 10, you do get 100 fail stacks.
Yeah. There was a question. It was like, is there a quest for the Dragon Slayer stuff? Yes. To get the blueprints, you gotta go talk to Hugo, the blacksmith in Duvenkroon. To get that quest, you have to turn on the recurring quest in your profile. I made that mistake, which is why you probably won't be getting them. Turn that thing on. Good to go. Are we getting any life skill content this year? I assume so. Yeah.
I assume we'll get life skill masteries at some point.
Yeah. I generally do think that.
And probably sailing when the boats come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add underwear.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. Anything else?
Oh yeah, remember the adventure log is sheet AP for every character in your family.
Yeah.
So when you start a new character, it gets all those adventure log buffs. It's family wide plus AP to your sheet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, sheet AP also helps with your AP brackets. If you know what they are, basically you reach a certain level of AP and there's bonus AP that then gets applied on top.
Yeah. RBF stuff. Work in progress.
So the AFK stuff, we know we've brought it up to the devs. It's something that has affected Red Battlefield since its inception. Yeah.
And it's an issue.
So what could we do? We could ban people from the game for 7 days.
Which I'm not a fan of.
Nah.
I genuinely don't like that idea.
Locking out the mode if you're an AFKer.
I guess? Not. I mean, again, those are things that need to be talked about.
Pay a fee to get in, but then if you pay a fee to get into Red Battlefield, but you get money out, and you get your entrance fee back.
It won't do much.
Some people say like if you finish on exactly +10, but then there is the possibility of
going down and up.
Yeah, you go down, die once, come back, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
People say like, you need to have more than your entry points, but then what about the people who go in legitimately try and just get rocked, like you?
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's not as easy as just going, like he's clearly AFK. What's the punishment?
Yeah.
Get a kill to get rewards is not even that easy, because if you go in and you're playing a shy, you're helping out your team, but you're not getting a kill. If you're like me and you're a Zerk and you grab and like that person has a slither of HP, and then one passing damn archer is just like, oh hey look, ping. It's not as easy as that either.
I think because other people are also saying like the vote to kick might be an idea.
Yeah, but then one of the issues is if you add vote to kick,
you can manipulate it.
You can manipulate it.
I mean, so here's what I'll say about that, right? Yes, you can manipulate it. Right? And because I think people in chat are going to be saying this, right? Same team people. Yeah, I get it. So vote to kick, I understand, has its negatives. My argument would be, I would say that there's more positives than negatives. Like, the chances for positivity is
higher than the negativity. Yeah. But I mean, if you vote to kick and you just vote out that one guy who's sitting there on 1 AP, 1 point, who is legitimately trying hard, but you kick him so that you can try and get a better partner.
Ooh. What if you can only vote to kick the people that are remaining at the top?
What if you can activate the vote before he gets down? Like, he's buying his potions, he's setting his ring menu, and during that time you vote to kick him.
No, that's what I mean. Like, if you're there for more than a minute.
Some people take that long to put in their
ring come menus. On, dude. If that takes you that long, you should be kicked from RBF.
So you put your ring menus, then you got to set up your fairy, then you got to buy your potions, then you get the buff, then you get the quest, and then you get the buff again because you forgot. And then you're like, okay, well, hold on, I need to go
Isn't that
pee.
more on you than it is? You should be kicked for that.
But you got to reset the fairy. You have to put battlefield potions in there already, and unless you're carrying that around with you.
Okay.
So there are things like, there is legit. This is the problem when you come up. There are legitimate reasons why you would be standing there for a minute.
Okay, what if you did 2 minutes? Like, the timer, I think, is a good idea. Maybe the time itself is not a good idea, but the timer is a good idea.
Well, we have a timer already, and people have found a way around it.
No, but what I mean is, like, if you stay at the top.
Well, what if this time they just tie it so that when they spawn, they walk directly down the hole, they come down and then die at the bottom?
Then they get popped.
But then that's still AFK. They're still roughly not doing anything, right? So then, you've got another issue. Someone's asking for a channel just for AFKs. Right. We've talked about this. I don't know if it would be a good idea.
Right. I mean,
I
we'll
don't
see.
know if it would draw enough of the resources. I don't think there's enough people AFKing in one spot to actually legitimately.
Yeah, see, like
handle that.
I'm with a lot of people in chat on this. Like the whole thing about like them falling and then they dying and stuff. I get that. I think that's one of the negatives that is outweighed by the positives of it. Right?
Like an AFK server won't necessarily, like some people saying like open an AFK server won't necessarily improve anything because when you're out of range, that player isn't spawning. So if you're in those spots, if you're doing node wars and you're out of the way, that person AFK fishing on the beach in Velia where you're in Calpheon isn't affecting your gameplay.
Yeah. Throw the AFKers in jail.
For the AFKs in jail.
AFKers in RBF, I'm assuming.
Just in general. Everyone who stood there.
We AFK fish. There's a fishing event that's gonna come on. All of us are gonna be in jail with a fishing rod.
Oh man! What if we put a pond in the jail and you can AFK fish in jail?
You can't equip anything in jail. You could look at the fish.
We could make it so.
This is already a terrible idea.
Okay. So people are like, do it. What are you gonna fish up? Shivs? What kind of fish is gonna live in a dingy dungeon like that? Put a pond at the top of RBF. You can't change your equipment in RBF, which is an issue. Jail bait. Oh god, jail bait. Oh, okay.
That was good.
I like it. I dig. So some people are like, why don't we have test characters? It's just not possible right now.
Yeah.
Implement a Black Spirit mode. It is something we have. It's come up a lot. It
Yeah.
actually come up before it came up in mobile.
Yeah.
But
It's implemented in mobile. AFK mode is something that we've like kind of toyed around with in terms of an idea. On console, I mean. It's something that we've kind of talked about. I'm not sure where it's gonna go with that. I think there's a lot of things to look into with that, but I think it'd be kind of cool.
someone's like, is the lag ever going to change in Node Wars? We're looking into it. It is something that we do want to try and do. We're trying to get the optimization to a level where it's not going to lag. When that day comes,
Are these
there will be parties.
Are these
in the
updates for
streets.
PS4 or Xbox? Both.
Both.
Yeah. There will be a party in the streets if that actually gets fixed up pretty fast. And then if they AFK for too long, I start dropping their
Are you guys okay with really strong guilds participating in Tier 1 node wars and just stomping all the smaller guilds? So Tier 1 nodes are AP capped, I believe. Tier 1 node wars are AP DP capped, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's just generally, it's not great, but some people like to do it. T1 is capped. So it's just, I don't want to say get good scrub, but the lower guilds,
I think it's also just a matter of like recruitments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With Xbox, like stomping, I kind of see it though because like, in RBF how we have like the capped RBFs.
Yeah.
Right. People will still go in there under it, but they'll rock everyone.
That's because Awakening AP is
Awakening AP is included.
Awakening AP is included in your. It's like it sets everyone down. If you're above it, you're set down.
Yeah.
I believe in Tier 1.
Why are we ignoring Kafras?
We answer every week. No Kafrash yet.
I sent in a suggestion about the furniture. I sent it to one of you to make sure it gets brought up. Furniture.
Senpai Oreos is speaking my language right there. Tier 1 nodes are capped, yeah. So if you're getting rocked in Tier 1 nodes, then it's a skill, or it's not even skill, it's an organization thing. So those bigger guilds, they legitimately have been doing this a while, and they know what to do, where to go, who to beat, like their routes and just the way they handle themselves. That comes with time and just learning it, and you will learn from being beaten by other people if you watch them carefully. So I know you're fighting them, but
It takes some
how
time.
do they engage onto your fort?
Yeah.
How are they going through your defenses? How are they moving around your base? How are they, all that stuff? It's stuff that you can learn that isn't necessarily a part of the game.
Yeah. Someone's saying that they wish PC would do something like this. You don't. You don't want PC to do streams like this. You really don't, man.
It'll be me and you, but the difference is like I'll have a mustache and
I won't.
we'll give you sunglasses that cover 3/4 of your face so no one can tell it's you. Because I was gonna say cut your hair, but then when it comes back to a console stream,
Yeah.
you won't have your hair, and then people would know. So we couldn't do that.
What if I just got a wig?
Could do a wig. Could tie your hair in pretty braids like we do for the shadow stuff.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh man. My God, I love those braids. What was the other one? There was another question that I saw.
Get you a balding wig, like get you a bald cap.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
You probably look like your dad.
Nah, he's got the cul-de-sac here.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Let's get you the cul-de-sac. Let's just like put on a bald
Ooh.
spot here.
And just have like the Hayachi Mishima hair down here. So again, one of the variables that Shirna talked about in terms of like tier 1 nodes is definitely the
Out
skill
of game
difference, right?
skill. It's an
Right.
out out of game skill is very
Is
important.
one. The other side of it is also PlayStation can't hit forts.
Oh yeah.
So
I was
like
saying that.
again, like it's a variable. Some variables are bigger than others.
Some are so big you can barely move around them. When I talk about it like that, I'm talking as if it is a level playing field.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if it's a tier 1 node if you're a PlayStation, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's tier 4.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's tier 2. So, yeah.
It's an issue. then.
Just to bring it up why people are still watching, there is a rumor that changing your date on your PlayStation back a day will fix it.
Yeah.
It will allow you to damage everything correctly. And if this does work,
Then we can get it fixed.
please hit us up
100%. Yeah.
because I think I'd know what it is then, and I think the developers would 100% know, and it would explain why we can't replicate it.
Shuna, you do realize there's a lot of players that have been playing for 5 years when you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who haven't been playing for 5 years. There's a lot of people who've only been playing for a month.
And it's a variable. And that's as far as I'll go on that one. Apparently there's a console tamer Discord. Hit me with the link on Discord. I don't know if links will go through due to Moobot or whatever settings it's in right now.
No, I think it'll be fine, but it's harder for us to follow it
Yeah,
in here.
I can't. How do I say this? I can't officially join it and be like, yeah, this is official because it's your guys' Discord. I don't want to mess around with that. Yeah, hit me up and let me know. Right?
Fix your RNG. Unfortunately, if I could fix your RNG, I'd fix mine first.
Yeah.
Alchemy Stones should be coming back. Go back to the old guild page. No,
No,
I
the new
actually
guild page is
really
nice.
like it.
There's issues with it, like the renewing stuff, which will be fixed.
Hopefully
all
this
that.
update.
Yeah, but my God, that UI looks way cleaner. I don't know if you can argue against that. If you can, let me know. But I don't think you can argue against that one.
I mean, a lot of people. It's that whole thing like of being averse to change.
We need the ability to access gamer text from the guild page. That I agree with.
Yeah.
Right. That I 100% agree with.
No, I disagree. I like it when my guild leader can't add me to a voice party.
Okay, so the guild that we're in, what is going on with that guild master?
We can't talk, man. We can't talk. But yeah.
So frustrated.
I don't like joining voice comms. I didn't design this.
Yeah.
And I agree. I have asked for gamer tags, but it is quite nice to be left alone in peace because they forgot to add me as a friend first.
I saw the karma idea. So basically, if you're AFK in Red Battlefield and you stay at the top, when you bounce out of it, your karma's like super negative kind of thing. Like you lose karma.
That's too much. That's okay. But then the issue is once you get back, and if you're still AFK, let's say you went to go answer the door and the pizza man was there, and he didn't have change or he's a bit slow, and suddenly you come out and you have negative a million karma, and then you're inside Velia because that's where you were when you started, and then you get killed by the guards, and then you lose enhancement levels. Is that really fair? For a legitimate reason of AFKing, is it really fair?
Why would you wait? You're eating
You'll
pizza.
be negative karma.
You're
No.
eating pizza while you play
order
Argo?
pizza,
Okay.
and it says the pizza will be here in an hour.
Right.
So you think, sweet, I got time to do 2 red battlefields. It's 40 minutes.
Right.
And the pizza comes after 30 minutes.
Right.
So then you go AFK for 10 minutes because the delivery driver cannot count to $1.
So why don't you just stay on the death screen?
But then you'd be AFK anyway, so you'd be disconnected.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I don't know how long that would take though. Pay the man.
Pay the man.
Get
but
your
then,
pizza.
But then it takes time because he can't count change. And then he's like, oh, sorry, I don't have change for your $100 bill. Let me go to my car. And then he goes down to his car, but you live on the 17th floor of an apartment building, so he has to go down 16 flights of stairs.
That I agree with YouTube. That's a lot of ifs, dude.
There's a lot of ifs.
I don't care about some college kid who's a pizza delivery guy who can't count and has to go back to his car. If he has to do that, that's his freaking problem. Like, you shouldn't be a pizza delivery guy if you can't count the change.
What if your kids are asleep
Okay.
and they wake up and go, Daddy, Daddy, come help me. I'm having a nightmare. And you started your AFK because you thought they were asleep. So you go and deal with them, and then you leave yourself AFK.
Why don't you just leave the red battlefield?
Why would I do that? I'm losing out on rewards.
What's more important, your kids or the reward?
The reward.
Well, then you should just play and ignore the kids then. That's the argument.
But then they won't go back to sleep. Leave the match. I know, it's perfectly fair, but there are times where being AFK is justified.
Yeah.
So real life always comes first. So there are times.
He's an AFKer.
I'm not an AFKer. I legitimately am not. The only time I AFK is when I legitimately have to. If I start something, I don't want to quit because I think I can get back within a minute or two.
Yeah, that sounds like a you issue.
It is
That's
a me
very
issue.
specific.
It is a me issue. But you know, there is that possibility of something happening. What if you're playing RBF and whoever lives in your house has a heart attack?
Okay.
And then you go and sort them out. Are you going to be like, okay, first thing I got to do, I got to press start and I got to exit this.
No, you
don't die that fast. Slow down.
If someone is having a heart attack, I don't care if I get negative karma. I want this guy to live.
But you get negative karma, you come back in, and then you're in Velia, and then the guards kill you, and you lose that pen accessory that you worked so hard to get. It drops down to a 10.
Right.
Because if you die to guards while negative karma, you can lose.
What's gonna
enhancement
make me
levels.
more upset? This person dying or my accessory?
If that person's dead, that's a closed book. You
Yeah.
got to come back to Black Desert. Let him die. See, people agree with me. People agree with you. You let him die. So join RBF from out of town, but then like one of the things is you join. Like most people just join wherever they are. So I mean, you know, then you have a heart attack too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. If my pen accessory went to Tet, let's say I had a pen ogres,
Right.
and it goes to Tet, I will have a heart attack and die.
Right.
Because that's like 7 billion silver disappearing or some stuff.
Right. So in that case, it's a case of what you prioritize. So if you want to take care of your accessory, you gotta let this guy die.
Yeah, let him die.
Right. Then there's no issue with the timer. That's what I mean. Like, you gotta choose the priority on this one. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Doesn't matter. This is the thing. This is what.
I can't believe this is the convo. This is why you don't want PC to do these kind of streams.
Okay. So here's the thing. A lot of these discussions. This discussion here is to show the more absurd side.
Yeah.
Of how these discussions go. When someone offers an idea,
Yeah.
this is the kind of conversation you have to have. You have to think about the what ifs. And
Not
you have to think,
those extreme ones.
Yeah.
but
This
what ifs in
is
general.
taking it ad absurdum.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the kind of conversation you have. But what if this? Oh man, but that's a good point. That's a real negative here, and that's a real positive there. That kind of discussion happens not at this absurd level all the time, but it does happen.
Go make a list of which family members are expendable. Lesson is, don't die at Sherna's place.
There's a note on the door. If my wife and this one child is dying, please interrupt. If the other one is, don't interrupt.
Tell him to have his heart attack later.
Hold on. Is Mrs. Scherner watching today? No, Mrs. Scherner isn't watching today. Okay, we're good.
All right, cool.
Mrs. Scherner isn't watching today. Because if it was, there would only be a Mr. Scherner and 2 Kitty Scherners.
Okay. So.
Okay, actually, I want to bring this up.
We glad that you guys admit that they are extreme situations. We could remove 200 energy from the RBF quest to get rid of some of the AFKers. Ooh, removing energy.
Charging energy to go in, but they won't care about the energy.
Yeah. Thank you for sending the Discord or whatever, and the suggestion. Right. You want to say something? Sorry.
Yeah. So one of the things I do want to bring up, and I probably shouldn't, and I'm probably going to get shouted at, but there was supposed to be more stuff that got specced out.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. On Wednesday on my desk, I get a huge patch note. There's a lot of stuff to go in. There's all this stuff. I write it. And then by the end of Wednesday, it's like it's specced out. So what looks like it is a very naked update. There would have been more, but it got specced out due to issues.
Someone's asking, and I know the answer to this.
Did you see the Animal Crossing Black Spirit hat that someone made?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah,
We
I
shared it with he shared it with everybody here.
Yeah.
He was super excited.
Yeah. I haven't downloaded it yet. I need to download
Oh, so you can download it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can put
okay.
it on my character.
I haven't played.
Animal Crossing is dope. Okay.
Animal Crossing is. I mean, the way that you talk about it, just like, no, I can't get it in there. I know about the energy thing. Someone's already mentioned that one. For real, why have it even on here for Mixer? Because I like Mixer. More immersive houses to live in. Huh.
Castles, mansions. So, all right. No, I can't talk about that.
No.
We do discuss these things. It has come up in our discussions.
Yeah.
And we bring it up to a few people who have helped us get things up and running before.
Yeah. So I'll kind of talk about that one, like what we kind of did, the conversation we were having. So when me and Sharon tried to come up with like the community events and stuff, right? There's a lot of events that we killed because when we come up with an event, it's like, okay, well, what if we did this thing? Our goal is to try and break that thing down to see how many different things can go wrong with it, right? The events that you guys saw, like the 3v3, the gauntlet match,
The Arsha challenge.
yeah, the gauntlet and stuff. That's considering all the things that we knew was gonna go wrong, right? Like the first initial rounds are gonna be really slow and whatnot. There were a lot more other events that got ripped apart because they weren't gonna work out.
Yep. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done for the day.
Yeah.
I need to go to the bathroom.
There's no coupon for today. I very much apologize for that. That was on me.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Someone said like I've tried pen 60 times and then I see one person do it on one tap at 50 fail stacks. It's RNG.
Yeah.
In theory, if you flip a coin,
Mr. Chang does
billion
not
times-
exist.
You didn't thank him. You saying he didn't exist. He's not very happy now. But yeah.
Don't let Sharon list the things that can go wrong. The pizza guy story will come back.
So all right, I will talk about one of the things that could have gone wrong in anything we do in the Arsha arena.
Yeah.
So we do the 3v3. We've done some battles there. One of the things that can go wrong is we bring people in, and they just go through the floor.
Yeah.
It's a very real possibility we deal with every time we use those commands. That one person will see a side of Black Desert that they're not supposed to see.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Fire Trent.
No, we need him. You fire Trent, Scherner leaves. If you fire Scherner, Trent leaves. Like, we come as a package now.
Have you seen yourself as Jesus Christ? I have. I have seen that picture.
It's dope.
I love that picture.
Okay, I think we're all about ready.
Oh, YouTube with the comment of the day. Oh, if the pizza guy takes too long, just eat the expendable kid you were talking about.
All right, and I want to say underneath that comment was a good thing. why can't we inspect other people to see what their gear is?
For us personally?
No. Why can't, like, I go to you in game, go on a couple of menus and see your gear?
Why would you want to?
Because I want to see if you're actually fighting fair. If we say you got to be at 160 AP because I'm at 160 AP and you say,
Like,
yeah, I'll gear match you, bro, and then you're like 360.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to be able to see what people's gear is.
Oh, okay.
So that you can gear check. And then you will have, like... So the guilds who say, like, you need 568, like, gear score.
Yeah.
They have no real way of checking.
That's true.
You can be level 62 shy with, like, 10 AP.
I imagine, like, when you
They do tests.
They do tests, and as well as, like, you just take a picture of your gear and send proof and send it through the Discord or
But
whatever.
then, like, that's an extra step. Why can't I just right-click and then press Y, done, and inspect gear?
That's true.
I've brought it up before. It shows how much you read my notices.
I read them. Then the pizza guy story comes in.
Yeah, the pizza guy. Yeah, that's it. Okay, all right, guys. We're gonna end it here. If I don't end it here, I'm gonna go potty where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. So there will be an update tomorrow, April 13th, 11
That-
till April
yeah.
14th, 3 a.m. PDT. April 14th, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. UTC +1. And then if you're in Asia, it's 2 till 6 GMT +9. No update on Wednesday because we, by law, cannot work on Wednesday since it is an election day and that is considered a national holiday. Like, you don't need to write it's a general election 9 times every time we talk about it. So, yeah, the update will be Tuesday because we've pushed it forward a day instead of back a day. So it will be this Tuesday. Thank you all for joining us. It's always a pleasure being here and chatting to you guys, and you get to see the weirder side of how our discussions go.
Yeah, that was a...
It never usually gets that weird, though, because you usually try to stay on point.
we stay on point until, after hours, and then we're just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys so much. It's been a lot of fun. I know there was a lot of people who were upset with the way that we spoke about, like, PS4 and Xbox issues, and I genuinely do mean it. Like, I understand that there are variables outside of the things that we've talked about in this stream, right? It was just to present a different variable, and this update is going to be for a smaller audience, and let's see how it goes from there.
Yep.
No?
And then we'll try to get more fixes, especially Node Wars fix has been something that we've been pushing for quite a while. Optimization, reducing lag in Node Wars, Conquest Wars, in Red Battlefield. Like, we know there are a lot of mitigating circumstances. When we discuss like this, generally in the Q&A, we do try to answer as many things as seriously as possible.
Yeah.
But I feel like both of us at this point just needed to vent it out a little bit.
There was a vent, and as well as it was somewhat cathartic. And I think for people on YouTube as well, because that's where most of those questions were coming from, I think it was cathartic for a lot more people as well. And again, I appreciate the conversation.
Yep. The conversation was good today.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys. My name is Bitcherna,
My name is Trent.
and we'll hopefully see you next time.
Yep. Bye, guys.